Welcome to Two Souls Podcast, a podcast to shift, impact, empower, and disrupt your consciousness, ultimately allowing you to thrive on this human journey. Now, here are your hosts, Amber Megenhauser and Angela Blaha. Hello, Amber. How are you?
I am super awesome. How are you?
Great. What's our topic for this week?
Today we are going to talk about our soul purpose. How do we actually know what our soul purpose is?
That's a good question. It's also a very layered question because our purpose, our soul purpose, generally comes about with our consciousness. So, if we are playing around in the chaos kind of consciousness, our soul purpose will be very maybe superficial, or it'll be the things that we do in life instead of the things that we be in life. So, and the more that you open up to your own conscious levels or to different conscious levels, your soul purpose changes. It's like everything else, right? Like we can only deal with so many emotions at one time. We can only deal with so many thought forms at one time. And the deeper we go into us, the broader our soul purpose becomes.
So, if you haven't figured out kind of what your path is, where can we find somewhere to begin so we do get on the right path with our soul self?
Well, so let's ask yourself this question. Let's work through this. So, what was your soul purpose like 5 years ago?
I
Did
had
you have
no idea. I seriously I just was a robot. I went to work, I came home, and I did it all over the next day.
exactly? That's the
I didn't
doing.
really feel like I had a purpose back then.
Yeah, that's the doing portion of a purpose. Like we're just here. We're not really like trying to evolve ourselves or anything. We're just like doing the human robot kind of zombie kind of fulfillment. Then you sort of start to
Yeah.
open up and start to question the world, right? Like you start to question, like, why am I here? Like, why am I really here? What's really the meaning of this life? Like, if I'm just going to work, I'm coming home, I'm, just going through the motions, what's the real purpose? What's the real meaning? Like, you start to seek you start to ask the questions and then you start to seek the answers, right? Like you have this inner desire for something else. You don't really know what that might be because the mind can't conceptualize anything in the future, but you're open. Like you just want to open. Like that's the first step, is just open to something else and allow those deep burning questions that
Yep.
keep popping up inside of you to guide you.
Yeah. When I actually did kind of get to that point, one day I was like, you know what? No. Like life's life is more than this. Like I am meant for so much more than what I am doing. And you just slowly take one step and it just leads you and leads you and leads you closer to figuring it out.
Yeah. So the thing is, though, we get all confused, I want to say, in our life purpose when we try to force ourselves into like getting to the bottom of the purpose of our soul purpose. But that's not exactly how soul purposes work. Like we think that there's just one purpose, right? And we just have to find that one purpose and then we'll be happy. No, that's a lie. Like again,
Yeah.
it moves, your soul purpose moves and changes with the level of your consciousness.
Yes, it
So
definitely does.
yeah, so then take 4 years ago. Like, did you start to open up 4 years ago, or were you still
Yep,
in that
that's
zone?
kind of when it started. Um a little bit, but I was starting down a different path than I had ever been in before. And I was like, not really sure what this is, but we're just going with it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of
That's
when like my oil started super heavy too. And it just that's actually kind of what got me on that path is transferring from all the pills I was taking to control the migraines I was having back then. And then I just literally threw them all away one day and I was like, nope, not doing this to myself. And I started all these oils. And after I did that, things just started opening up and it's like I could see more. And I'm like, life's not about going to work every day. Like we're taught go to work from 8 to 5 and come home. And that's when I realized that I was meant for so much more.
yeah. So
And it just
that's the
started
key, right?
happening. And I mean,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
No, you go
My
ahead.
sole purpose, I do feel like has changed so many times over the last 4 years. Like, I don't want to say every day it's different, but you get closer and closer to something. And it's like once you achieve that goal, it's like your sole purpose just got even bigger.
Yeah. And the opener, the thing that opened you up to something else was the oils, right? Like there was this inquisitiveness about you that said, yeah, there's got to be something else here, right? That's the soul pushing you. That's the soul
Yes.
saying, come on, let's get on our path already. Let's open up to something else. And then the oils were the tool, right, that allowed you to sort of explore that soul purpose. See, we have so many
Yes.
fears as a human being that we don't just jump off the cliff, right? We have to have these tools that we use to take the steps down the cliff. But if we just would say, okay, well, I don't really have a soul purpose here, I'm just going to open up to it, it would be so much quicker. But that's not really how we're made. So we use tools along the way. And that's what oils was. For me, it was yoga and Reiki and but I've been like questioning the universe my whole entire life. Like I remember being in middle school and questioning why am I sitting in this classroom and why do I have to memorize these things about history that really don't mean anything to me right now? Why do I have to do this? Like there was always this questioning about me, like constant. So I've been on a lifelong journey of what is the purpose here? What is the real meaning here? So, but for those who are always doing that kind of questioning, like there's just natural flows and natural rhythms that you sort of get into that pull you deeper into a certain subject, and then I go crazy in that subject. And then when I've had enough of that subject, I find another one. But for most of us, it's like we come in, we get programmed through society, family, religion, government, whatever it is, or all of the above. And then we just become like dead zombie kind of beings who just repeat the patterns, repeat, repeat, repeat. When we start to, that's when it's, I want to say, I don't think it's the hardest, but it's the most exciting way because when you're constantly a questioner, like it's harder to find an aha moment, right? But when you come
Yeah.
in and you're highly programmed and then all of a sudden you open up to something else, it's like, oh my gosh. Like the ahas are just phenomenal, right? And then so then you start seeking, like
Yes.
you've been seeking, and you see the layers of your own self, you see the layers of that soul purpose, you see the layers of the meaning that you're bringing. And then what happens is there's a flip that happens and you start creating the meaning. You start creating the purpose. See, we want to know what the purpose is, what our soul purpose is. But then the soul says, okay, we've fulfilled the purpose. Now we got to create a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you are right now.
Yeah. I Yeah, I am. I'm totally at that point right now. And I am it is just figuring out what's the next step. My life has the last year has been, I mean, drastic changes, but in a really super amazing way. And I'm just like, okay, what's next? Okay, we're going. What's coming next? Yep. I mean, I love it. I absolutely love it. And when you're in alignment with your soul purpose, you are so happy in life. I just had a conversation with a girl a couple days ago how, I look back at my life cuz and how hard it was then, and now life is just so easy when you are in alignment with who you are, where you're going, and know what you want. Man, life is just so easy. You smile every day. We hired a bunch of new people at the business I run, and um, one of the new kids are like, "Oh, you're in a super happy mood today." And another girl turned around, she was like, "No, this is her every day." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's me every day." Cuz it's just like, I'm so happy with life. I know who I am. I know what I want. I know where I'm going. And life is so easy, and I make try to make everything fun because I mean, who wants to not have fun? So, it's great. I am the happiest I ever been in my whole life.
Yeah. Yeah. Because when you are creating your purpose, like you know the power of who you are then, right? Like that, I'm always
Yeah.
saying, know who you are. That's the most important thing you can do in a lifetime is know who you are. When you know who you are, you become that creator. You become the one that creates the purpose. You're the one that becomes the one that creates the meaning, and you literally get to create it. We don't have to be the victims in life because once you make that shift, once you start on that path of what is my purpose? Why am I here? What is the meaning to this life? Once you start on that path, there's no ending in that path. Until you shift it and you become the creator of who you are, then the whole entire universe literally opens up to you and everything is at your fingertips. And yeah, you do get to create your moods, you get to create your thoughts, you get to create your own emotions. And yeah, because you're the one that says, "No, this is a joyful life. I'm going to make it joyful."
Yep.
Mhm.
Life's too
That's
short to be unhappy. So,
well, that's when you know your own power.
yeah.
So it took you 4 short years to go from, zombie state to feeling and knowing how powerful you are as a being here. That's when worlds get created, when you know your power.
Yeah, and it feels so amazing too. The the way you feel, you almost can't even describe how it makes you feel because it's so blissful.
Yeah, it is indescribable. We can't quite put words. We can put
Yeah.
lots of words to the negative or the denser kinds of emotions, but we have very few words that we can put to the blissed out stages, right? It's just blissed out. I don't know. I can't explain it.
Yeah.
I don't really have meaning to put to
Me
that, right?
neither.
I just know that it's bliss. And we want to stay in that.
Yes.
Yeah. We want to stay in that field of bliss. When
Yes.
when you can switch your thoughts from those roaming thoughts to, nope, I'm going to be in bliss, and these are the things I'm going to think about. This is the way I'm going to feel. These are the things I'm going to do. These are the people I'm going to hang out with. This is how I'm going to live my life, full of meaning and full of purpose. Like that's the shift of consciousness that we're here for.
Yes.
Yeah, that's when life becomes phenomenal.
It absolutely is. It really is. So, somebody that is, struggling in the beginning to figure out, and they know that they're meant for more, like, and there is like tools, yoga, oils that kind of guide you in the beginning. But is there any small exercises that a person could do just to help figure it out on their own and instead of using, I mean, if they don't use oils or not really into yoga or anything, what else could a person use to help open it up so they can see more?
Well, there has to be that initial desire. Because without that desire, like we don't ever question anything, right? We don't ever move into different levels of conscious awareness. So when that desire comes in, you want to ask that desire. Like you want to stay focused on that desire and you want to become a crazy mad scientist. Like literally train yourself to become a crazy mad scientist that asks all the questions or find a mentor, right? Like find someone who can help you explore and make you feel safe. That's, I think, one of the keys is feeling safe, that you're not going crazy, that people aren't going to look at you as weird, that you don't see yourself as weird. Because if you see yourself as weird, you're never going to move closer or more purposeful. You're never going to move more into the purpose of who you are. But you have to start looking at yourself, right? Like that's the number one key is once that desire appears, you have to start looking at yourself because we can look outside of our, before that, we've always looked outside of ourselves. But when you start to say, okay, what is my real purpose here? You have to look inward. There's no two ways about it. You have to look inward. And then you have to become dedicated to yourself. So you can do that through multiple of ways, right? Like journaling or keep asking the question, what's my purpose? Why am I here? What's the meaning to this life? Right? And then you have to start following that knowing, those internal knowings. It's like you said, yeah, I just follow the knowing. Like I just follow the information that comes in. You have to start trusting that intuition.
Yes. I completely agree with having a mentor too, because I'm so thankful for you every day that you came into my life because it has just completely transformed me. And once you get to that point, like you realize that there's things that you can't talk about with everybody. People think you're crazy. And I'm just like, no, I'm really not. Like I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I'm not.
Yeah.
And once you find that family of like-minded, like-hearted people, it's a game changer. And I mean, you've mentored me for 3 years now. And has it been 3 years?
Has
I think
it?
it has. No, it's been 2 years. It's been 2 years. 2 years.
Seems like a minute.
Yeah, it's been 2 years. I know it does. But that is where it changed for me too, because it's like I finally found a family where it's like, oh my gosh, these people get me. Like I can
Yeah.
talk about this kind of stuff. Like and you can actually open up, and everybody's journey is a little bit different. So then you hear other people talk about theirs and you talk about yours, and everything just starts to fall into place, and you have these moments and you're like, whoa, you have so many aha moments because you can actually share your experience, and people have either had some type of, not necessarily the same experience, but you can relate to it and it helps you understand it more. And also the classes you teach are phenomenal. Angela has a Seek class coming up. I would recommend anybody take it if you are seek, and it will help you seek anything you want in life. It's amazing for everybody out there.
Yeah, it's a great class.
And if you want to talk a little bit, yeah.
Well, first I want to address what you said, finding your family, like your soul family, the ones who know you and you don't even have to speak. Like there's telepathic communication, there's freedom to express who you are, and they accept you for who you are. It's not, they don't teach a belief system. Like I try not to teach a belief system because I don't really, I'm eclectic, so I pull information from everywhere. But that's the thing, right? Like you have to be free enough to explore your own self and find your own path. Do I like disrupt people's energies with crazy things? Like Seek is a crazy kind of a class because we do everything from Nikola Tesla's theory of 369 to what is it that you're really seeking, right? And like there's all kinds of activations and meditations to like pull you deeper into your true self. And I think that that's what's different about who we are is like we allow people to be who they are. There's no belief systems that are
Yeah.
taught. There's like, let's just explore this. Let's see where it will take us. Like, we don't have fear about being in the nine energy of essence where you can literally imprint your own essence, which is just phenomenal. And who else can access that kind of energy, right? Or explore that kind of energy? And what can we imprint there? Like, what do we really want to imprint there? Because if we're used to the patterns here in this third dimensional earthly kind of plane, but do we really understand matter without understanding the soul self? And if we understand the soul self, then what is it that we really want to imprint there to create the purpose that we really want to be? There's that's where life and you become who you want to be. And the soul family that you find who are like-hearted and like-minded, like they accept that and they support you. So I think that that's one of the crucial
Yes.
things in our own evolution is that we find that soul family. And I think that all the courses that I create and all the programs, all the retreats and everything, we have that ability to find that soul family.
Yes. Some of my best friends are within that family, and everybody just gets each other, and
Yeah.
you have the most amazing conversations that blow your mind.
Yeah. It opens you up to different levels of consciousness and then your purpose changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly how it is because you become more the creator.
Yeah.
Yeah. Life gets good. Maybe we can move into those kinds of things.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
When is your retreat? Do you want to tell people about your retreat you have coming up?
So I have a retreat on June 24, I believe, 2021, and it's called Numinous. It's really about um, activating the God self or becoming so divine in this life. Like, and I don't mean religious divine, I mean divine, like within your own self, so that you're so freaking powerful that nothing can disrupt and disturb your focus about who you're creating in your life, what kind of meaning that you're putting toward to it, and the purpose of who you really want to be. And building that energy and knowing exactly how to create that energy. So that's Numinous, and we're calling all the goddesses, all the priestess, and all the queens to the retreat because it's going to be super powerful, and it is what people are going to be looking for at the end of 2021 because we have some crazy things that are going to start happening in our world, even crazier than what we've been experiencing in the last year and a half. So that's the retreat called Numinous. You can find it on my website. And then the Seek class begins on May 5th. Well, that's this round of Seek, so I try to have that every other month. So, yeah, fun stuff. And of course, we always have one-on-one sessions
I
that
am
are available.
And they cannot find everything on your website at angelablaha.com.
Correct. Yeah.
I'm so excited for Numinous. I cannot wait.
Yeah, that's going to be a really
It's going to be amazing.
out of this world kind of retreat. Yeah.
So exciting.
So, Amber, I know that you do oils and you do raindrop therapy. Tell people about that.
Yes. So, my oil journey, there literally is an oil for everything. And if you don't believe me, ask anybody around me because something will happen and somebody gets burned and I'm like, oh, hey, go grab that out of my office and rub that here. Or they're like, what? There's an oil for everything. It got me through some of my darkest times and definitely led me on the journey I'm on today. I am about 90% chemical free person, and I have figured out how to incorporate oils into everything in my life, whether it's for emotional use or cleaning my house or getting a sticker off a window. um they're for everything, and they definitely led me on this journey and opened up more in me than I could have ever imagined. The raindrop is one of the most phenomenal things I do. I have helped a lot of women with this, and my passion is to help women through life. We all go through things in life that we let get us down or beat us down, and I I want to help women make make it easy for women to let go of that and be confident within themselves and realize that we don't have to struggle in life. And that is seriously what I feel is part of my purpose too, is to help people, because everything I went through I can relate on so many levels. And I had I have helped a lot of women. Most of the people I work on are women, who are going through emotional things in their life. The raindrop helps to detox the body. It helps get rid of things we don't need. It boosts your immune system. It helps with muscle fatigue. There's so many antibacterial oils that we use. The benefits to this is absolutely amazing. Then you can also, with this, I was taught how to, I do energy work with it as well. And so um, the more people open up to me, the more I can help them. And I have seen women completely transform on the table in front of me, just letting go of a lot of emotional things that they have been holding on to. So that's my main goal with it. There is kind of an emotional release process with that, but most of the time I just stick to the oils, and if they come back to me again, we go through the emotional part of it as well. Um, but it is all about, that person making the decision that they want to change that and they want to move forward and they want to be better. Actually, when I first started this journey, that was my motto. I was like, be better. Every day I get better. I'm in the Be Better Club. And my sisters will say it all the time. There's Amber in her Be Better Club. And I'm like, yeah, who doesn't want to be in the Be Better Club? So that's what life's about, is being better than we were today. Tomorrow I'm better than I was today.
Yeah, exactly. Super cool. I'm so excited for you as well. Like she's phenomenal with emotional trauma. So yes, let her help you. All right. We want to thank every single one
Today,
of you for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing this space with us. We greatly appreciate everybody for joining in. If there's a subject you'd like to discuss, please feel free to reach out to me at ambermeg2@icloud.com. From our soul to yours, we'll talk to you next time. Have a super fantastic day.